To me, the Second Amendment, I mean, it's a lot of things, but when you think about what was going on in the country when it was being formed, so much of what people say the Second Amendment protects today, that was a given. Hunting, that was a given that you needed firearms in order to be a successful hunter and put food on your plate. Self-defense, completely a given during colonial times. You had to protect yourselves against so many different kinds of threats, two-legged and four-legged. So when the Second Amendment was written, the way I look at it, the way the Supreme Court has interpreted it, the way many, many constitutional historians have interpreted it, is it is a buffer between you and me, between average citizens and a government hungry for power. I am not an American exceptionalist. I do not think that our country is going to be the one exception in the history of the world where our politicians will not want to take power from the people. And so I just can't see that. I don't see that argument being valid at all. I think the Second Amendment has been working. You can't prove a negative. You can't prove that we don't have tyranny because of the Second Amendment. But I think that it's there and it's served its purpose, and that's why I'm even right now I'm here able to tell you about this, because the Second Amendment is there to back up the First Amendment. When it comes to militia, boy, it's a capital N, and again, when you look at it in history, militias are what made this country, right? And they were organized, and they were made up though of the average citizen. And so today we don't necessarily have militias with a capital M the way they were at the founding of this country. We certainly have militias, and I don't want to be belittling them by saying they're like clubs or associations or groups of like-minded people. But even those militias, I see them as different as the capital M militias at the founding of this country. But I also don't see like the National Guard. That's not a militia. That's actually an extension of the federal government, even though it's at a state level. There's way too blurred a line there. And so maybe we don't have as formal a version of a capital M militia as they did when they wrote the Second Amendment, but that doesn't invalidate the Second Amendment. That doesn't mean that we won't have that again when the need arises, because I'll be there. I know Ian will be there. I know everybody that I'm associated with would be part of a capital M militia if the need arose during our lifetime. And coming back full circle to what I said, hopefully the fact that there is a Second Amendment will mean we don't have to.